of burst damage in lane, so the Ignite will help to increase that damage output. Help him get those kills that are a little borderline. And Malphite running teleport. No surprise there. It's going to really help him split push and turn fights for the team. As I switch these around real quick. Okay. So, for those of you just tuning in, this is Game 1 of the eSportsHI LoL Summer League Finals. And we see the opening moves from both teams. We make you Fizz posting up all in the mid, showing themselves very early. And a ward going down into couple early wards going down on their own near their own red from the Gank City Mare. Just in case they try a red invade. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case though.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
We'll see if the LoLdo faction gives this up. Doesn't look like we make you Fizz is interested in sticking around though. Janna going for a ward. And they see her. Are they gonna get her? Oh, Sniper Worm flashes, but he gets hit up anyway. That was probably necessary though. If he didn't gain that extra distance, they probably could have followed that up. So those shallow wards really paying off early. They were able to scout the wards from Sniper Worm, and they caught him out, burned his flash. Very much worth it. That's going to make it a lot easier for Images and company to get an early kill. Okay, so both junglers starting with their red. That's pretty standard. Probably going to get the usual smiteless. But, so yeah, both reds have been more or less warded up, or the red area. So should have pretty good tabs on the jungler's movements as we get into the laning. It is a standard 1v1, 2v2 setup for both teams. Sato walking forward, eating a chunk of damage right away. He needs to be very careful. He does not have pots. Most AD carries nowadays do start with some lifesteal quints, but you don't want to take too much damage too frequently. Gank City Mare does have his W to sustain his lane up. Janna does have a shield, but she has to make sure that she gets the shield on before the damage and mitigates a little bit of damage there, but still already Sato far behind in the lane. Has to play back a little bit now. Try to get some farm under tower. And we see in the mid lane, Zac coming in for a gank. Soul Caesar still hasn't put his ward down. And Zac could be charging up, and he is. Directed camera OP. I did see Soul Caesar's flash though, so at least he got away with his life. Apologies there. Next time I'll move the camera manually to make sure that we see that. So that could have been a potential kill. Hopefully Soul Caesar will put his ward down soon, so that he'll get to see that coming next time. See JDK. Very push heavy top laner. Already getting some early hits on the tower. CS about even though, so no problem. Pretty passive lane for the most part. As we see Vio looked like he was thinking about going for that, but was probably just a little too far. Soul Caesars has been notorious for being susceptible to being first blooded in all of their matches in this tournament, so the LoLdo faction is most likely aware that they're going to be targeting him for an early gank. But oh man, Ignite? Yeah, that's an Ignite. So Sato feeds the first blood, gets hit up by the bubble. Just had all day to put all their attacks together. Plus the Ignite left no doubt for that first blood. So well played by We Make You Fizz. And already, Images is up 30 CS to 19. And a bunch of the CS was lost to either the tower or the Sniper Worm's last hitting. So that's gold that will not be in the pocket of Sato. So he's going to really have to play more solid and just focus on getting back that farm. Taking a look at the CS in the other lanes. Top lanes are dead even at 30. Shimmy Snap is up by about 10, 11 CS on Soul Seizures, who did recall for a Chalice of Harmony. Anivia most likely has burned through all of her flash charges, so she'll be recalling soon, I think. But she does want to soak up as much CS experience as possible, more so than the gold. The experience is very important. Getting Anivia to that all-important level 6 so that she can just annihilate creep waves. Oh, another bubble hits. Even out of the Arcane Shift. Gang City Mirrors, pretty on point with those so far. Okay, so see Soul Seizures placing his ward down in mid. See that Renekton has gone back for a pickaxe that will most likely be turned into a Tiamat. And then to Ravenous Hydra. Very nice double bubble. Bunch of skills coming in from Images, very well timed. And the General was hovering around looking for a gank opportunity, but that's probably not going to happen now. Sniper Worm is very, very low. His flash is back up, but his exhaust is not. And Sato's not exactly looking all that healthy either. He should be able to farm this up no problem though. And some nice harass by Images. Ooh, a little bit of a misstep there, took a tower shot, but no big deal. But we see in the top jungle now, We Make You Fizz really have their eyes set on the General. Oh, the Flash Frost just misses, but a nice wall to tack on some extra damage. Soul Seizures is probably gonna die from the Ignite ticks. Yeah. So, nonetheless, a very successful invade. Oh man, Shimmy Snap, just off the side of the camera, catches the General peeking back in. He probably should have just backed off. But a nice play by Shimmy Snap, securing another kill for them. So We Make You Fizz is rolling very nicely. Not only did they successfully get the red and 2 kills, but they burned a whole bunch of ultimates. The only person that didn't burn an ult on LoLdo faction was Lee Sin because he didn't have an ult to burn. And it looks like VO16 and JDK are going to push the issue on this turret. Sneaky Deeds is going to just have to try to clear the creeps out as much as he can. Uses E. But that's not going to do any good. Sneaky honestly should have just used his skills to farm the creeps and just get the guaranteed gold. With all his ulti, he had no real chance of killing either of them. So already an 11.7, 11.8k to 9.5 lead, and 3-0 in the kills. No dragons, no towers, just kill lead gold and just farm gold. 72 to 54 is the score in the bot lane, and 61 to 45 in the mid. So both Sato and Soul Seizures having a very hard time. Oh man, the General caught on the wrong side of town right there. Immediately W's over and gets out of dodge. And Malphite coming back with a Doran's Ring and a Giant's Belt. He still hasn't used his teleport yet. We'll see when he chooses to employ that. And as expected, the Tiamat onto Renekton. Pretty good. Gonna give him that lifesteal and that pushing power. As we see, most likely Shimmy Snap gonna be getting his first blue of the game. Blue very, very good on Anivia. One of the champions in the game that could easily run out of mana even with blue buff on her. So having it is very, very important to her mid game and early game. And even her late game in a lot of situations. It's just going to allow her to sit in lane, soak up all the CS for free. With one skill rotation, she can clear a wave, no problem. It's also going to allow her to shove the lane up and then look for opportunities to maybe roam to get even more kills. Looks like she will be building towards the double mana items, which is the standard MO on Anivia. Catalyst, the Protector, and Tear of the Goddess. As we see, the General moving in for a gank. Shimmy Snap is on the way down though, so they have to be able to get a kill quickly. Oh, but a very nice flash right there to evade the Dragon's Rage kick. That was very well timed. Saved his life there, did Gank City Mare. He probably would have been dead otherwise. But in the meantime, because the General showed bottom, Vio and JDK getting things done in the top lane, slowly but surely pushing the tower down. They are already up to the inner turret. But a nice dragon call from the General, trying to take advantage of the fact that the jungler is nowhere there. Ooh, collateral damage coming over, but not in time to steal it. The General with a nice smite right there to secure the global golden experience for the team. That's going to help stop the bleeding a little bit. The goal lead's still 15.9 to 13.7 overall. And turret to none. And Image is finally going back to buy. He's been sitting on that Vamp Scepter and Boots for a very long time. I expect to see a straight up BF Sword. And possibly Berserker's Greaves. No, didn't have quite enough of the Berserker's Greaves, so he's just going to go for the dagger. Interesting op for the Monopot. Graves, even though it's kind of autopilot for 80 carries just to get health pots, in some situations Monopots are better if you plan on spamming your abilities. So I can definitely agree with that. Ezreal working towards his Blade of the Ruined King. Not opting for the Tear of the Goddess blue start like how most Ezreals do. And gold purrs and sight stones for the supports, very standard. They seem to be doing alright. But, oh man, 104 CS to 77 in the mid lane. Once Anivia gets her 6 and her blue buff, farming just becomes herp derp easy. He might also be taking jungle creeps as well during rotations. The General securing his red, but it will be meaningless if he dies here, so he's just gonna have to get out of there. Luckily, Anivia wasn't in position quite yet. And Image is not missing a CS. One by one, taking them down. Further increasing his lead. We Make You Fizz has really held on to the CS lead from the start of the game and just not relinquished it. Have shown no signs of misstep. And it looks like Vio might be coming down for a dive, potentially. He will get spotted out by that ward, so they will have time to back up. And the General coming down immediately to assist in case they get crazy. But it looks like Vio's not really interested in diving. He goes up to the mid lane instead. Takes a peek at Soul Seizures. The Soul Seizures moves out of the way. They do have their sights set on the blue though. This could be a fight. The General probably saying, hey, they're coming here. We gotta do something. Good Flash Frost. The General has been zoned away from the blue. He's most likely going to die. Yeah, and there's the kill. So the blue buff will go to We Make You Fizz for free. And a nice roam down by JDK right in Soul Seizures' face. And they're going to get that. Very much worth it for the flash and ignite right there from Images. Well executed. And Malphite still has his teleport. Wasn't able to get down there. And this is going to be a straight up 5-man push onto mid. That will go down free. free. So, just like that, the lead has widened. 21.1 to 17.1. LoLdo faction are on their heels, man. We Make You Fizz has been really strong out of the gate, securing kills in the lanes and the objectives. The only thing that they gave up was the dragon, but at this point, that really doesn't matter. They are in complete control of this game. As Anivia will get yet another blue. And on top of that, Zach got the blue from the LoLdo faction, so everything working out. Zach hasn't been back to buy in quite a bit, so I'm looking forward to see what he decides to pick up. And Sato knows how far behind he is. He can't afford to really trade punches with Gang City Mare at this point. He kind of just has to try to farm up. LoLdo faction really need time to play catch up, but I don't know if the We Make You Fizz is going to give that time to them. We'll see how much they want to accelerate this game now that they have the clear advantage. Top laners going at it. The Sunfire Cape really helping out the damage over time for Sneaky Deebs, so Renekton did come out behind on that trade. And it looks like in the bot lane, LoLdo faction are trying to push the issue on this turret, but not really in a position to stay up there for too long. They don't want to get chain CC'd and bursted down again. But yeah, We Make You Fizz doing a really good job of just keeping all the lanes pushed up and just keeping up in the farm. A lot of times when you get ahead in games, you move around the map and you do skirmish a lot, but your CS tends to fall off. So it's a good job by We Make You Fizz to just keep the farm going as much as they can.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
And a really nice swing down from Shimmy Snap just to secure that outer turret. Slow and steady at this point. They don't really need to get too crazy. And LoLdo faction trying to force a fight. The general goes very low. That E will finish him off. And the AoE providing some CC, but We Make You Fizz just too far ahead in gold. They're just too strong right now. Soul Seizures might get caught and killed. Nice bubble to secure that. Yeah, True Shot Barrage not doing nearly enough damage. They can't even finish off the egg at this point. And Zach should go down here, but he will have his cell division if he needs it. But he doesn't even die. Showing how far ahead again they are. And that's just stuff that you can do. When you have the gold advantage, you can just go for those crazy extended fights. And even though you get out with a sliver is all you need. So the LoLdo faction did pick up at least one kill in that. It went to Soul Seizures. But they're going to need a lot more than that at this point. It should be apparent to them by now that they cannot win a straight up 5v5. So we're going to have to see how they change up their approach to this game. And they know that doing the dragon is very, very risky right now. If they had committed to that dragon, they probably would have died there again. VO16 was coming around. And VO16 has completed the Spirit of the Ancient Golem item. So that's going to help him out a lot. That tenacity is going to allow him to possibly buy Ninja Tabby instead. So doesn't have to go for the Merc Treads. And speaking of Merc Treads, the General has opted for an early Merc Treads and has not finished his jungling item yet. This time, though, they won't be able to steal away the blue, but that's okay, because the dragon is theirs, and that is definitely worth it. Sato coming down to check the dragon, so they should at least have a relative timer. But, oh, Soul Seizer's getting caught out by a Flash Frost. And a very nice, ooh! That was a very nice escape by Soul Seizers. The Janus shield just saving him long enough for them to at least get a kill, but we make you Fizz with the ham dives. Picks up a bunch of kills right there. Oh my apologies. VO16 didn't die, his passive just got popped, so that's why he's living with like no life right now. Good pickups though from the LoLdo faction, punishing We Make You Fizz for overstaying their welcome. Unstoppable Force plus Ezreal, able to shut down Graves. So that was decent for them. A trade in this situation is always a good thing. But we'll see how We Make You Fizz adjust next time, whether they play a little more solid or if they continue to dive really hard. The fact that Soul Seizers lived so long was very key. It basically forced We Make You Fizz to commit to the kill as soon as Zac jumped in there. So the fact that he was at least able to prolong his death for as long as possible was very good. And that was also a nice assist by Sniper Worm as well with the shield. Man, look at all those pink wards near the dragon. That is insane. But Sniper Worm with that Oracles, I believe he's going to get all of them. Yep. It's the power of Oracles right there. Taking a look at the items, Rod of Ages on Anivia with Home Guard, Sork Shoes. And looks like she's working towards the Archangel Staff right now. Phantom Dancer and Bloodthirster coming in for Graves. So he's in a very good spot. Ooh, VO16 getting caught out. And the red buff is ticking. He's probably going to die if they can get it. But Unstoppable Force was not yet available. Yeah, it was almost up. Probably would have liked to have a better kick, but the general probably just had to go with what he could at the time. It might have been better for him to wait until Zac was charging his E and then try to kick him back, but doesn't look like the general had any wards to ward jump to, so that would have been a little tricky to time. But that's in the past now, so moving on. Taking a look at the CS scores still, again, We Make You Fizz keeping up in the farm very nicely. And, ooh, very nice initiate by Sneaky Deebs. Just came out of nowhere with that Unstoppable Force. We'll see if they can catch onto the Gang City Mare. It doesn't look like they're going to. He has help coming in from the left side. And ooh, Shimmy Snap catching Ezreal out. Forcing him to Arcane Shift away and uses the wall to cut off Soul Seizers. So he will escape that. And the general just trying to deal with the push from JDK. JDK very, very proficient at just choosing a lane and pushing it until it's dead. So, looking at the items for the LoLdo faction, Blade of the Ruined King completed onto Ezreal. The Unholy Grail coming out for Soul Seizers, and the Sunfire, and what looks like to be a Frozen Heart in the works for Sneaky Deebs. A lot of CC being chained together for Malphite. Ooh, collateral damage kind of used a little hastily right there. Oh wow, Sniper Worm eating a ton of damage right there. Soul Seizers tried to get the Grasping Roots to land onto Nami, but it did not reach. For those of you that don't know, Grasping Roots has been nerfed in terms of how fast the vines travel out now, so it's a little easier to dodge. And this inner turret will be claimed by We Make You Fizz, nice and easy. And JDK still playing the split push role. Ironically, it's a strategy that the LoLdo faction have been employing a lot in their games as well, where they just have sneaky deeps do the pushing. But it just doesn't seem to be an option right now. And yeah, the general can't really threaten JDK. Yeah, and it looks like We Make You Fizz is playing this by the book. Just taking as many turrets as they can to increase their advantage. With every turret that goes down, that's that much more of their jungle area that makes it unsafe for the LoLdo faction to traverse in. Making getting caught a lot more likely and a lot more dangerous. And this team definitely has the tools to catch people. You have the long-range stun from Anivia, you have the stun from Nami, not to mention the ulti after, which is basically guaranteed once the bubble is on them. And you even have Zack's long-range E plus his ulti combo. And then once that's all on you, Graves will just drop the smoke screen and all of his abilities, and then you're done. So another dragon going down for We Make You Fizz. Uncontestable at this point by the LoLdo faction. They're basically confined to their base at this point. They can't even farm their wolves or wraiths. It's too risky. And we've seen teams in the past get leads on the LoLdo faction and then throw it away in team fights, but it doesn't look like We Make You Fizz is in any mood to make any mistakes this game. There's a lot on the line in this set. Not only will the first place winner receive more cash and RP, but they will also receive the Triumphant Ryze skin, which can only be won by winning official quote-unquote Riot tournament. So definitely something that you can't get anywhere. So I see that the Frozen Heart has been finished onto Sneaky Deebs. Wow, that ebb and flow was pretty long, I'm not gonna lie. Bouncing all the way off of Zack. Ravenous Hydra plus the Sunfire Cape, and now a Guardian Angel coming out for Renekton. He is in a very good spot right now. JDK with that 228 CS. Props to Sneaky Deebs though, he has been keeping up at about 214. He has by far the most CS on his team. And he's the only one on the team that hasn't died, although being Malphite, you tend to live a lot of things that the squishies will not, so. And we see that Images has finished his core build onto Graves, has the Last Whisper, attack speed item, and damage item. And Shimmy Snaps, Archangel Staff should be becoming a Seraph's Embrace very shortly. Anivia has a lot of ways to stack tier very cheaply and quickly. You can build 2 stacks for every ulti. Every time you turn on and off your ulti. We see the General going hard there, trying to kick back Anivia. He basically dies before he can even do anything, though. He does get the ulti off, but a little too late at this point. And ooh, JDK going very hard. The barrier should keep Sato alive. And the nice flashes to escape that giant crocodile dive. But We Make You Fizz still hasn't lost any members. So they should be able to stack up onto this turret for free. And it looks like they're going to go for the inhibitor. Anivia already starting to leave. She does not want to die yet and lose those double buffs. She doesn't want to get her egg procced either. That wouldn't be very fun. But yeah, you can get 1 stack for activating her ulti and get another stack for turning it off. You can also get 1 stack for activating her Q. And then if you press Q again, it will explode. And you'll get another stack. So just a really good item for Anivia all around. Synergizes with her kit very well. It also synergizes with her needs, obviously, of the mana. So that's an inhibitor down. So now the floodgates are very much open for We Make You Fizz to just kind of roll with this game. Sniper Worm trying to clear out Baron, but he knows he can't dilly-dally for too long. As he does get caught out by Shimmy Snap. Very nice wall coming out. Burns the Ignite. Not going to be quite enough to kill Sniper Worm. He does have the Lee Sin shield to save him, as well as his own, but... So at least he didn't die, despite not having Flash. And that is a cooldown burn from Anivia that they don't have to worry about, at least for the next fight. But at this point, the Ignite being down is not really that big of a deal for We Make You Fizz. They can just straight up dive them now. They're probably going to look to either take Baron soon or split push bottom. Because somebody's going to have to deal with the super creeps coming up the middle. And oh my god, both of the carries caught in the wrong side of town. Sniper Worm's going to die because he has no flash, most likely. Yeah. And yeah, that was just very careless by the LoLdo faction. Sneaky Deve's going to go down for the first time this game. And I wouldn't be surprised if the LoLdo faction just throws in the towel and surrenders at this point. There's not really much to say about this game at this point. This has been a pretty decisive stomp throughout.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
Doesn't look like the LoLdo faction are going to surrender, but We Make You Fizz could easily just end the game right now. They have a super creep wave. Ezreal's arcane shift is now down, so he's not going to want to approach for a little while. The general going in, procs Anivia egg, but he gets exhausted immediately. Janna Monsoon. Basically just because, but that will be game one, going very, very convincingly to We Make You Fizz. Well played.